There we go.
All right.
R2-D2. Had to cause a ruckus before we start the fucking book.
Somehow we returned.
Oh, God, dude.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
That's the best way. I should take out the Let's Go Kids and start with that.
They should just, you know what we should do? Start the show.
Kids, let's go.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Ow,
We're backwards.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking. Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. Rogue Squadron back at it. Once again, somehow,
I am Commander
we have
Cody.
returned.
What's up, everyone? Why did you go out of frame? Now I made a whole thing.
You
Hi.
want to know why? Because I watched Austin Powers recently, and when
Yeah.
he hands Mr. Bigglesworth off and he gets taken away, and I was like, dude, I can't not laugh.
There's so many small fucking bits in that stupid movie, dude.
Like, half of them feel like mistakes, and they just said, nah, fuck it, we'll run with it, because that's ridiculous.
Okay, thank you.
Somehow, we have returned.
I
Thank you,
haven't seen that forever, dude.
everybody, for tuning in.
Yo, Gerner. Conway. Turkey sandwich.
Sandwiches. All the sandwiches are here with us. I know what I was thinking. So before we were recording, I said we were kind of making fun of the somehow Palpatine return. I was thinking maybe we should edit other movies and have that explanation for like somehow Pennywise returned. But we just cut out the 2 hours of him actually returning.
Somehow Michael Myers returned.
Yeah.
That,
And
that
then
can
that's
cut
just,
out an entire movie.
dude, you could do an entire Mike Myers series.
Yeah, you could.
Like all the Halloween movies, just start
it's
with
like every
somehow-
other movie you could just get rid of.
Yeah.
Just be like, somehow he's here.
What's the guy in Saw?
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. Somehow Jigsaw returned, and then you just do another movie.
He died, and then he died in the third movie, and then he's been in every other movie again.
How?
Flashbacks.
Is it the same? Oh, it's the same guy though.
Yeah. Same letters.
So like,
same guy.
do you know chronologically where the first one starts? Is that like middle of the whole series?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The only thing I remember as far as timeline goes, and this is the main reason why I loved the second one so much, is the second one takes place in the house, and Donnie Wahlberg is the cop, and he's trying to figure it out, and his son's captured, and blah, blah, blah. And he finally gets there after everyone's already dead. And then he opens a door, and he's leaving the house, and he's going through like an underground hallway, and it attaches to that utility closet
So
from
you-
the first one.
Wow.
So he opens the door, and he sees like Adam and Homeboy dead from the first movie.
I didn't even think. Wow.
It was
just blew my mind
awesome.
because I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude,
But
that's
now they've
that's-
made 12.
Yeah, but that's still fun and exciting to see how they overlap because you don't like. You're
is.
watching a second one. You have no idea timeline. I'm assuming throughout the movie, and then you get to that end scene. You're like, "Fuck!"
Right.
So this happens just before, or maybe a month, two before.
Yeah.
Depending on how rotted Jim and Shaxworth was, but
Shaxworth. Somehow Otis and Baby and Captain Spaulding returned, even though they got murdered at the end of the movie.
they didn't get murdered. All of them, they drive away.
No, I just watched Devil's Rejects last night. They go through that shootout. I mean,
But they all
you
drive
don't
away.
see them die, but it kind of freeze frames as they're getting blown up by the cops.
Because they're in that Cadillac, the big Cadillac driving away.
Yeah, and then the Freebird ending. But they're getting assaulted by 14 cops.
Yeah, they're all shot up.
So I assumed when I watched it the very first time, I was like, oh, they're dead. And it's the end of the series. That was a cool way. And then they're like,
Sorry.
Nope. Somehow
Palpatine returned.
So I watched Devil's Rejects last night. I haven't seen it in a while. And, I'm going through my freaking Halloween goodness. It is Empire Strikes Back in the Rob Zombie universe.
Dude, and I know.
I don't know if we ever caught that, ever. I definitely never talked about it.
Well, in many ways, it's a better film, but also like the production dollars clearly went up.
Yeah.
Everything was just done better.
Oh, yeah. No, it was very
Because
good.
the first one was a straight up indie film.
Totally was.
And then the second one was like, oh, this is kind of just like mass production.
Right.
But
it's more of like a. The first one was kind of like an homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it was so weird and like wigged out. I like the vibe of the House of a Thousand Corpses better. But Devil's Rejects feels like one of the slasher movies, like a Texas Chainsaw or like a Halloween or something. Like it's
especially setting
more
wise,
straightforward.
You're in Texas.
Yeah, I mean it's fucked up, but it is straightforward in terms of this is a horror movie.
Yeah, what I like about the second one, what makes it more realistic is the cop aspect.
Yes.
And that like vendetta that the family has against the cops.
Oh, I
Especially
love how he pits the Firefly family as if they're the victims. Once the cop catches up with them,
Yeah.
like as he gets more and more pissed, he becomes the villain of
Yeah.
the film, and then
Yeah.
you're rooting for them to escape and
get
kill
out.
more people. It's a
That's a
fucked up
valid
little
point.
twist.
When you just spell it out like that, it's true.
And then yeah, as I was watching it, I was like, wait a second. I kept getting weird inklings of something, and then when they go to Spaulding's brother, like the pimp compound,
Yeah.
and then the next day he gets a run-in by the police, and he decides to make sure they're all there so that the police can show up and arrest him. I was like, wait a second, this is Lando Calrissian.
Oh, yeah. Sell them out. Yeah.
So Spaulding is Han, and Baby and Otis are obviously Luke and Leia. And they go and they think they're on the run. Fucking the cop is Darth Vader. And yeah, they think they're getting rescued from Lando Calrissian, and then he turns on them, and then they get fucked up by the police, but then he comes back at the last minute, and he's like, I'm actually here to help.
Dude, what's even more mind-blowing is they reference Star Wars in that
Yes.
fucking movie.
Yes, they
They're
do.
called droids, sir. They're called droids.
Yeah.
All we need is a bunch of horny robots.
Yeah, and the pimp dude, his brother has that weird sidekick guy. That's like Lobot. I sent something to the chat. There was like a whole list of. Let me see what it said.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, wait a second. It's Lando. It's Lando. At the beginning, Tiny dragging the girl's body is like the Wampa dragging Luke to his cave. The raid on the house is the Battle of Hoth. Otis and Baby escape through a tunnel like Han and Leia. They steal a car like them stealing the Falcon. Let's see. When they're in the motel, it's like they're in the asteroid cave. Sheriff Wydell is like Vader, hunting them down. Oh, and then he hires Diamond Dallas Page and Danny Trejo. That's like Vader hiring the bounty hunters. Charlie's whorehouse is Cloud City. Yeah, dude. There's just so much. I was like, wow, man. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was subconsciously, he loves Star Wars and that's just what happened, but
Yeah.
I couldn't unthink it as it was happening.
Well, now we're going to have to watch the third one and try to...
See if there's parallels to
Is there a
Return
Death
of the
Star?
Jedi.
Did they rebuild
They
the whorehouse?
rebuilt the Cadillac that they died in.
It's fully functional, though.
I would like to watch that. I don't think I'll get through it this year before Halloween because I'm already almost done. I still want to watch the new Scream movies, 4, 5, and 6. I haven't seen those.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what else was on my list that I was going to watch?
I got one for you that I watched.
Tell me. Hit me up with it.
Phantasm.
I haven't seen that forever.
I still don't even understand it. I black out halfway through that movie every single fucking
Isn't it like
time.
a 70s or 80s movie?
It's a 70s one. All I know is the kid drives a 71 446 pack
Of course,
Cuda.
you know whatever the car that was
It's
in
a
the film.
4-speed
I don't
car.
remember the plot at all, but he had this, 73 Challenger, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's something along the lines of like a cult. It's borderline sci-fi, but it's based around like these group of people that like prey on the dead in a cemetery. So at the beginning of the movie, this guy's killed. He's like banging this girl in the woods, and she kills him.
Yeah.
And then it kind of kicks off the movie where everybody's at the funeral, and it's based on these brothers. There's an older brother and a younger brother. Their younger brother's maybe 12 or 13. The older brother's maybe 20.
Okay.
But I guess the guy that was killed was one of the older brother's friends. They all go to the cemetery, bury him. They all walk away. The younger brother watches him from a distance. He's kind of a creeper, but after they bury, quote unquote, bury him, the what do they call the guys that bury him?
Undertaker?
Undertaker, yeah. The Undertaker doesn't throw them in a pit. He takes the casket single-handedly, picks it up. So it's like, dude, there was just 7 people struggling to carry this casket. And he like picks it up and just throws it in the back of the car and drives off with it. And you're like,
It's the actual Undertaker.
Fuck yeah, right there. Actually, that's the scene. He's like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's Terminator, dude. That's Arnold.
Yeah. So,
When you said Phantasm, I was thinking Stigmata.
oh, I thought you were thinking of the Batman.
I've never seen this.
It's a weird one. It's in a style of The Shining,
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
very stylistically, because this is like the morgue, or not the morgue. The what do they call that at the cemetery? It's the building,
The Mausoleum.
mausoleum.
Yeah.
So there's some creepy shit that goes on, but
Yeah.
it's kind of in that late 70s horror,
Yeah. It
But everything's
looks
bright.
like Kubrick.
bright and clean, but also like murderous and yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I wouldn't go out there and be like, everybody's got to watch it, because that's a fucking weird one. And it does not.
It does look weird.
It's definitely 70s,
You
so
gotta
it
have the
doesn't live
patience
up.
for it. Yeah, I hate saying this, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm going to say it right now, in fact. Unless I had already seen and formed a connection with some of these older movies, it's hard for me to get into them from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, I love The Shining, Exorcist. I don't know if I can watch it again now that I have a kid, but I can appreciate that one because we saw it way back in the day.
Well, you know what to expect.
I don't know if I can start from scratch a 70s movie that I've never seen. Like, when I tried to watch Texas Chainsaw, I was like, God, no, I can't do it.
This one's entertaining enough.
One thing on my list is when I was getting my last tattoo, it was maybe in August. Now, we were talking about horror movies and everything, and my tattoo artist told me to check out Terrifier.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
Because this clown is beyond disturbing.
I've seen clips of this guy.
He's like a mime. Yeah, dude. It's freaking me out just looking at him.
I've seen clips of him in like a diner where he's just sitting there and two girls will walk up like to the bar of a diner and order, and he just stares at them and like makes funny faces.
Yeah.
And it got
So
so
he doesn't talk
weird.
because
No,
he's supposed to be a mime.
no.
Yeah.
It was just like unsettling the whole. I'll have to
Yeah.
thank you. That's what
welcome.
because I've seen this guy and I never knew where he was from.
Yeah, and I looked it up. I was looking up reviews. They said the first one's not good. The second one is better, and it's not great. It doesn't make any sense, but it is, like aesthetic of this clown mime person is
Yeah.
really good, and he doesn't talk, and it's terrifying, and it's bloody and everything. So it's good. And then I watched Trick or Treat. Have you ever watched Trick or Treat?
No.
2006 or 2007. It's an anthology, so there's like 5 different short stories that happen throughout, all in this town, and they kind of interconnect. But it was interesting. I think I'll keep it on my list. I can't say it was the greatest thing of all time, but it was fun.
That's kind of if you can do that right, that's a very clever way to
Yeah.
kind of lay out many stories in one town. Because you could, if you filmed it right, you could like be filming one scene for one story and literally be filming another scene for another story
Yep.
at a different angle.
Yep.
So when they overlap, you're like, oh, dude, that's where that girl dies in the background in that other dude. You can
And
do
that's
it
what
like,
happened. And it confused me because I didn't know that was what it was. So the first story ends, and then the next person in the next story runs into someone that had just gotten murdered. And I was like, wait a second, isn't she dead? And then I finally caught up. I was like, oh, they're kind of swapping between these 5 different characters. But
That's kind of like a I Spy movie where you watch it once and you're like, oh, they overlap
Right.
like that, and then you can go back through and be like, oh, look, right there, like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see it. Oh, this one's in the next movie.
yeah, I was just going through horror stuff on HBO, and I was like, oh, well, the artwork got me interested. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I need to just create a list. It's a good idea. I just never.
I mean, you'll never get through it all.
That's the frustrating thing for me.
I think my
don't-
Halloween one is the longest out of my multiple season movie watch lists, but and then I just uncheck them and I watch them again next year. But yeah, fun stuff. Spooky season. We got 1 week left, so soak it up. Smash your jack-o'-lanterns.
That is crazy that we're that close already.
I know, dude. I'm already prepping work stuff for Thanksgiving, and then after that, we're gonna be prepping for freaking Christmas, man.
No, prepping for Skyrim.
Prepping for Skyrim. I did turn it on.
Did you? Was that a mistake?
No, I just was screwing around. I don't know. I was reading something and it was like assassin thief kind of like fantasy novel that I started, and I was like, oh man, this makes me want to like be a fucking thief in Skyrim. So I just made a Khajiit and screwed around for like an hour.
That's actually what I'm right now, Khajiit.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna rattle off. I'm gonna rattle off some movies. This is just off the top of the fucking dome here. We're freestyling here.
What?
Is this or is this not a Halloween movie?
Okay.
Would you consider it? And a lot of these might be seasonal, so like you'd watch it around Halloween. So I don't want it to sound like it needs to be about jack-o'-lanterns, but like, is it an October, November movie?
Sure,
too?
sure.
So there's some weird ones here because in my mind, all of these are.
Is this a quiz or is this an opinion?
No. This is an opinion.
All right.
So the first one I'm gonna throw out there is Constantine. Would you consider that? Because it isn't clearly.
Man, I saw that once, like 20 years ago. Keanu Reeves, right? He's an
Yeah.
angel.
Yeah.
Like an angel, but he kills people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what happens in that. I can't even say.
But it's like, well, you got the like it's religious, it's scary, but it's action.
Yeah.
I just, in my mind, I'm like, what time of season am I going to watch that? Fall. I'm watching it probably around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So maybe this is more on the nose. Clockwork Orange.
You know,
It's not, but it
last time I tried to watch that, I had to turn it off.
really,
Yeah. It's just fucked up.
it's out there.
It's very fucked up.
I don't want to say it's hard
And
to
I know
follow.
that's the point. It's like he's supposed to be like that. Like you're supposed to be seeing the dregs of humanity. But I was like, I don't know. I could watch something else.
It's
hard to sit through.
I don't want to say it's slow. There's a lot there. It's a longer movie, but it hits you up front and it hits you over the head over and over again. Because the first thing is like the stylistic stuff is first. You kind of see the crew. But then
Yeah.
immediately like
drinking milk.
they kill a homeless guy,
Yep.
go rape. No, they go up against a rival gang who's in the middle of a rape.
Yeah.
Then they break into a house and rape and kill,
Yep.
and then they rape and kill. Like
all
they
they
just
do.
do that over and over.
And then the mask and the eyeballs. I remember that.
Yeah, so they try
I
to
didn't even get that
reform that
far.
guy.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's.
I feel like that's one where I know I've seen it a couple times. I get the gist. I might want to watch. I might want to read the novel of that and see if I can get into that.
Yeah.
Instead
Valid.
of sitting through it again. No offense, Stanley. You know,
I was gonna throw a couple more out there, but I don't know.
you should.
Well, the other ones are kind of weird, but well, they're right on the nose again. Weird Science.
Another one I haven't seen since I was like 12.
They just create a hot chick
Right.
on their computer. They're nerds.
80s computer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind, for what it's probably along the lines of I saw it first along this season.
Exactly.
So I just associate it with that. But that's definitely Weird Science. Same thing for the Goonies. Like I have to watch Goonies like between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like
Yep.
that's the only time I get
Yeah.
to watch those. So
yeah, that's what happened to me. And the reason I have a Thanksgiving watch list in the first place is because for whatever reason, when I was a kid, the first time I saw Willy Wonka was on Thanksgiving. So that spurred like anything that is not a Christmas movie and doesn't fit into Halloween just gets put in November.
Yeah.
And it's just part of Thanksgiving. Star Wars Holiday Special is in there. Like Shrek, Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka, Edward Scissorhands.
yeah, I agree with all
Adam's
those.
Family Values.
What about Shawshank?
I've never seen that movie actually.
Dude, it was filmed like down the
I know.
street.
I've been to prison multiple
You've been to the
times.
prison.
With you once, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've been there, man. It's I've never seen the film though, and it's a Stephen King novel to boot.
Yeah.
And I love
It's a
Stephen
good
King.
film. I mean, of course. It's like nationally
I mean-
known as one of the best films of all time.
Nationally, historically known.
No. Not outside of the US. Just nationally. It wouldn't be, yeah.
What?
Fuck around.
I'm just saying, like best movies of all time. It's not just United States movies. It's all
Yeah.
movies forever.
Yeah, best films of all time, go. Dark Knight, Casino, Shawshank,
Adam's Family Values.
Adam's Family, yeah.
Shrek 3.
Austin Powers 2.
Yeah, exactly. Gold member.
Gold member.
I just know I see it at the top of the list all the time. Best movies ever. It's like Star Wars, Shawshank Redemption, Return of the King, and fucking Titanic.
T2.
T2. A lot of James Cameron
See, the
is up in the top like 10.
The Terminators would be that holiday for me.
In between Halloween
Well-
and Thanksgiving.
Just before Halloween, or it's just in like that Q4. Like you gotta, that's a Q4 movie.
To be honest, that's the only watch list I do have. Are all in Q4. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I don't have watch lists for like spring movies.
You don't watch movies in the spring.
Yeah, or the summer. I'm out doing fucking whatever, savagery.
Insanitus.
This is a Star Wars bucket.
If you want to talk about Star Wars, I did something. Played a video game.
I saw.
Oh!
Actually, I was going to invite you to a party
Two
on
of 'em.
Xbox, and I saw you were playing Survivor.
2 of them. So yes, thank you for spoiling it. But pissed. No. I was playing the old Battlefront 2.
I saw that as well. I was thinking about buying it because I don't have the disc anymore.
Easy to go back to. I'm not gonna lie. The first match, when I booted it up, I felt super rusty because I did the assault with all the heroes versus villains.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this is like...
Well, controls have evolved since 2005, so you really have to...
Yeah.
You have to, like, do a little trance and put yourself back into your younger self.
You know, one of the best parts, and the new one's fine. They did a good job. But one of the best parts is just having all the characters and having them all fight. And
exactly.
And that assault on Mos Eisley,
Yep.
it's just fun. Like Darth Maul fighting Han, like fuck it.
Exactly.
Now you can do that in the newer ones, but it's limited to 4v4. It would be nice if they had some sense of just all-out warfare,
Right.
like the old one.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for me in the new Battlefront 2, is that the fact that they had the hero showdown. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I played it, I was on the Naboo throne room map, and I was like, oh my God.
That's what's taken me back.
I'm there with like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fighting.
That's definitely what's taken me back when I booted up the old one, is all the maps. Man, I played Camino. I'm like, I would play Camino on repeat for fucking 3 hours. I love this map.
I know.
It's
awesome.
so good. But to give it a little, I mean, the newer one, Camino's still really fucking fun.
Absolutely.
On the new one.
A lot of the new maps are really great. I love the Starkiller Base map on the new Battlefront 2.
The Death Star map on the old one is so unique. You know what I play on that all the time?
So hard, dude.
It's hard because there's a lot of pits. I don't know why they built it like that, but I do Capture the Flag. I play Capture the Flag Galactic Empire, so it's Luke versus Sidious.
Which is awesome.
Which is fun.
Floating around and zapping people. Yeah, they had a giant missed opportunity with Battlefront 2. And they spent a lot of time and they did a lot of work to rectify it, which they did. Adding the prequel stuff, the Celebration Edition with like all the DLC or whatever.
What was the DLCs?
I mean, it's not actually DLC. They added, that's when they added the co-op mode. They came out with the Celebration Edition, which you could buy it and get all the like the skins and unlock all the characters and everything.
Skins is one thing, sure. I like being tattered fucking Kylo running around. Give me more characters.
Well,
that's what
I
the
mean.
DLCs should be.
They kind of faltered.
Let me be Mando, man.
After that. Yeah.
Mando Man. Mando Man! Here to save the day.
They could have brought it back, dude.
That's an easy one where they should just open it up. Like PC,
They
whatever.
should have.
Just do full mods. Let people make whatever character. Because I see people do it.
Well, they do, yeah, on PC, but we can't play that. I guess I could install it and use my. I don't have a PC actually. Never mind.
Fuck it.
I don't think it's on Mac. Yeah, I remember when the hype to Last Jedi was huge, especially for me. And I remember they brought out Battlefront 2 right before the movie dropped, and you could play as Finn and Captain Phasma before you got to the theater to see the fucking movie.
What a drop.
Okay, every show you put out,
drop it.
More characters, more skins. Like, come on, dude.
Drop
should have been a no-brainer.
Drop a new map. It should be an ongoing thing.
It should be a live service game.
Fucking, like, even though we hated Canto Bight, if you dropped Canto Bight before the movie dropped,
I'd play it all day.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fucking riding a horse
I
in the
was going to
battle.
say, can I kill one of those children, please? Bonus points, extra credit, XP, double XP weekend. Kill those fucking orphans.
Yeah.
I don't kill children. This is a joke.
I just want
Please.
to in Star Wars games.
I'm watching too many Star Wars movies.
Padawans.
Yeah, it should have been. It's a no-brainer, dude. I'm still in love with Overwatch, and the fact that there's like the season comes up. There's a bunch of new skins, new maps, new game modes, special feature stuff like Halloween events. I think it's a 3-week season or 4-week season, and then the next month, new season, new stuff. It keeps going.
What do they call those games?
It's called live service.
Live service. I got
Like
you.
Halo Infinite.
Never played that.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
The new Halo one? Right when it came out, we played it for like
Oh.
3-ish months
I
before it got boring.
I got you.
I heard they revived that, actually.
That was a solid game. I enjoyed playing it.
I heard they... let me see if I can get my facts straight. They probably won't be straight at all. They're wrong. But I think I heard that they fired a big chunk of the team that was working on it and got a whole new team of developers in there, and now it's good again.
Interesting.
don't
I
know
like
if
it.
You got the itch to play Halo ever?
I am down for dude. So sometimes when I boot it up, that's why I default to Skyrim because it's just easy. I don't have to learn. Just go and ramble. But Halo's the one I can fall back to. I've played that so many times.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a fun game, dude.
Jedi Survivor,
Yeah. Well, how you feeling about it?
dude. Underrated. It's so underrated.
I think it was highly rated. I wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in the mood for a single player right now for some reason.
It's so good. It's so in depth. You know, it has a lot of Mass Effect aspects as far as details about what you're experiencing. So all the different styles of Purge Trooper, you can go into your database and be like, okay, well, this Purge Trooper that you just came across is from this area. They're good at this, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Oh, this plant that you just picked up does these seeds. You can sell it over here. It's known for X, Y. And you're like, dude, if I wanted to, I could. It's like going back and fucking reading the Skyrim novels inside the game. Like, it's
Or the
all there
codex
if
in
you
Mass
want.
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cool one was just last night I came across, it was a wampa, but it was not a polar bear wampa. It was like a grizzly bear wampa.
Oh,
And I'm like,
nice. I didn't know those existed.
exactly. What
Sounds
a nice,
like Ahsoka territory. we
what
got
a
here.
nice callback, but also it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a Star Wars bear. It's a polar bear. It's not, there's different
yeah.
versions of the same animal.
Right.
So cool. I think it was called
Did you run into any famous characters yet?
Mogu. So the wampa,
Nice.
it's a fucking beast.
Oh
dude.
yeah, that's like Bigfoot.
Yeah, I fought Bigfoot in Star Wars.
Nice.
I
approve.
So the codex, the details, excellent. The animals, the fucking maps are Dark Souls level awesome. Whoever constructed this shit, it's like platform playing, but on a 360 scale. So you're like, I got to get up there, but the fucking, whatever. Lift is broken. So
Yeah.
you got to go left, and then you wall run and jump and do all this shit. And then you get up there, and then you can drop a rope. And it's like, okay.
Yep.
So now I just doubled back,
Unlock the checkpoint.
unlocked a checkpoint. But it wasn't even a checkpoint. I just unlocked the next area.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's the same checkpoint that you
Shortcut, I
double
guess,
back.
is what I
Yeah,
meant to say.
exactly. And it's like, dude, this is so good. All of that said, it's fucking beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful games.
That's the first thing I said when I fired it up. I only played it for 20 minutes. I was like,
It's,
that's the best visually looking game I've ever seen.
yeah. Yeah.
Easily.
I fell into
It
some
was
water
apparent.
and I just stared. I'm like, dude, the sun gleaming through a hole in the wall on the water,
Yeah.
and it was shimmering off the water, reflecting into, my, I don't even know what you call it, my point of view.
Yeah.
But it was glimmering in certain aspects. I'm like, what? How?
It's like the first time we played Skyrim 12 years ago.
It's not. No, it's very different than that. Skyrim.
Well, no, in 2011,
Oh.
the first time we played
Have
Skyrim.
you replayed the original Skyrim without the update? Without the?
No, listen. I'm talking about in 2011.
I know what you're saying.
Time travel.
You're still wrong, but I know what you're
It's like the first time I saw Super Mario 64.
saying. Yeah.
It is.
You can
It's
go
one of
up,
those
down,
moments.
and front and back.
I can turn the camera. There's a fucking
Yeah.
camera, dude.
The camera aspect was cool.
But yeah, it's one of those setting the, what do you say? Setting the baseline for future games,
It's
which
awesome.
makes Starfield look like, guys, come on, man. Okay.
Dude. It was, all I'll say is it was easy to start Starfield and go back to Survivor and just be like, oh, this is an
Yeah.
actual game.
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about Starfield because it is the Bethesda formula, which I have mostly loved every time I've played a Bethesda game. But
And Bethesda's not known for their.
yeah, I mean if you wanted a Bethesda game, that's what it would look like. I mean, I get that. I just kind of felt like it's 2023 and we're on the next gen. I just thought it would be
The issue is
better than that.
you can be behind the times with your graphics. Just don't be 15 years behind. Like, it's obliviously... Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Well, that's a weird thing. It's not even bad. It's just like
It's bad.
a really refined version of what they did, like 12 years ago with Skyrim and Fallout.
No, it's Mass Effect 3. Whenever... What was that, 2012?
It's not that bad.
Go play Mass Effect 3 again.
I would love to.
You'd be
The
blown.
Legendary Edition. Or
Be blown.
whatever you call it.
Inception.
Shepherd Edition.
The Inception.
So, Survivor, how many hours you put in? Is it good?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm
5
still on the first planet, so I'm picking up one of my crew members.
Did you start on Coruscant?
You do, but that's kind of like the training grounds. So you get away,
First, like, real
Yeah.
planet mission thing.
you get to the planet, and it's fairly wide open. Like, you just land, and you're like, well, go east. Just go. So you walk.
More open than the first one, then.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're hoping for.
It's fun, man. It's cool. It's also really cool to see how stuff overlaps, this is what's really pulling me in because, like, we're in, post Order 66. We're kind of in the OT realm. The Jedi have fallen. But there's still a lot of, like, technology left over, so I'm fighting battle droids. I'm fighting super battle droids.
Yep.
And it's cool because it makes sense. They've made, how many billions of those fucking things?
Right.
So, of course, they would still be around. But then so on the planet right now, I'm fighting battle droids. I'm fighting like a bandit group. And I'm fighting the Imperials, who are all three in fighting. So I'll walk up and there'll just be like some stormtroopers battling it out with some bandits.
Yeah.
And I could just like
Let them
crash
happen.
the party or like attack a couple. And then there's
throw a lightsaber?
beasts.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many small little aspects that's like, oh, I fucking love it. And so I'm going through these old, ancient, like, mines that no one really knew about.
A mine.
And I go down and find this ancient technology, and there's a droid that's been stuck down there for hundreds of years.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, man, because it kind of touches upon even Old Republic. Well, the High Republic, sorry.
Yep.
High Republic stuff.
I heard that was going to be in there.
So the droid that I just helped, I don't know if it's going to be a party member, but, at least for a mission, I got to hear this droid kind of ramble on what it was like, because it was an old Jedi droid.
Yeah.
So
it's not Hu Yang, is it?
It's Putang.
Putang.
No, and it's cool to see the styling of the old droids and the the capabilities of what BD can do compared to what that thing can do, and it's really cool because you're getting so many different eras and aspects, and the stuff's overlapping, and the puzzles, dude. That's the whole game.
Right.
It's Assassin's Creed just with a bunch of like
Yeah, well, it's Dark Souls and Zelda.
Dark Souls
Style.
and Zelda,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's fun because they keep it unique enough, and it's not like oblivious to me, like blatant. Like I'll walk up to a spot and look around, and be like, man, I really don't know what to do. So it's not like a wall shining, like you have to wall run this way.
Right,
It's like,
right,
no,
right.
fucking figure it out. You got to get to that door way the fuck over there, and shit's broke. You're like, well, fuck.
I wonder if they do shine the objective on, like, the story mode.
Maybe
Like the easy mode.
BD, if you fuck around in a certain area for too long, BD
He'll
will
be like,
chime in.
Hey, it's over there, jackass.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
You can ask him for help.
He's
but,
the best.
Sometimes I like to just struggle. Like, and maybe I'm just a moron and I didn't click a button and it's like, oh fuck, I should have known.
Those puzzle games always freak me out. Not freak me out. Always trip me up because I'll do like 3 or 4 in a row perfectly. I'm like, oh, it's obvious. It's right there. And then I'll get stuck on the dumbest thing. It's like, oh, there's a button on this wall that I couldn't see because of a shadow, and all
Yeah.
you have to do is push it. And I'll run around and I'll backtrack. Remember playing Halo?
Dude,
And
we
you
were
would
so
miss the
lost.
wrong fucking door or something, and you would just backtrack all the way to the start of the map and be like, oh, there's a button here. Yeah, that happened to me all the time when I was playing Fallen Order. I remember.
Yeah. It does. What's nice is Fallen Order was the same way. This just is bigger and more
bigger, better.
It's more open. There's more options. There's more stances. There's more lightsaber hilts and options. Like you can dual wield, single wield, double wield, and you could flip through them like on the fly, which is really cool.
Oh,
so
I didn't
on the
realize
D-pad,
that.
yeah. So you have a left and right on your D-pad, and you can assign them. So I go single or dual wield,
and you can just change mid-fight.
Yeah.
I thought, because I knew that there was different stances, I thought it was like a rest and like change your fighting style before you go into battle. I didn't know you could just swap between them. That's awesome.
On the fly.
And there's like heavy stance, right? Like a
I haven't even
almost like a broadsword kind of deal.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that. It's like
more a defensive
like Balin
stance
style, like two-handed.
Yeah. No, it's cool. And then the
sweet.
parrying stuff, like you said, it's kind of like a Dark Souls Elden Ring.
Yeah.
God, and then the beasts do their like rage attacks, so they shine red, but right before they're gonna do a fucking crazy attack. And even the normal guys do that too, because I remember the Purge Troopers, like if they were gonna do a heavy attack.
Yeah.
So it's fun, man. That's all I'll say. It's not as easy as it looks, but as you fuck around and die and learn.
Yep.
Because when I came across that Mogu, that Wampa, that Grizzly Wampa, it fucked me up immediately. And so you got to kind of learn its attacks before you beat it. And I was like, man, this is Elden Ring, Dark Souls perfectly.
Speaking of, dude, when is the Elden Ring DLC coming? They teased that like a year ago.
I got to Milena and said, this ain't happening.
It wasn't. I didn't beat her, and I didn't beat the main boss. Still. The problem is, like, I can't even really go back to that now. I need to, like, play the game for, like, 15 hours to, like, get back into
ramp up.
Yeah, exactly. I almost need to just start a new character and do it over.
I think a lot of it's luck. It really is. Like, you go into to fight her, and if you just miss one button press and she fucks you up and it heals back, and you're like, fuck,
I know.
if I just had her right there. And
The fact that she heals on hits is, like, ridiculous, man. As soon as I realized that was happening the first time, I was like, I turned it off.
I'm just gonna go to bed.
Because I thought like maybe I was missing my hits or something, and then I watched her do the fucking
flurry thing.
The flurry, and I saw her health bar go back up. I was like, all right, quit. Bye. See you in a week. Fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
So tough.
See, I did the same thing in Glass Armor. I didn't even notice that was happening. Like, I'm fucking her up, and she hit me, but I'm blocking.
Right.
I'm fucking her up. And Glass Armor goes, you know she's healing every time she hits you, even if you got your shield out. And I just said, what? And I turned it off.
Yeah.
It's like, and I looked, and I was like, she is at full health. I've been fighting her for 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's so unfair, dude. That's one of the most unfair bosses they've ever
It's clever.
made,
I like it. I like.
But it's legendary. That's like an internet meme now. It's Millennium.
Right.
Because it's so fucking frustrating.
And I love that the first time you fight her, as soon as you get through the cutscene, it's just, she's at you like Ku Yang or whatever on Street Fighter or whatever the
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang.
Liu Yang on Street Fighter. Oh, yeah. It's Liu Kang on Tekken.
Tekken. I used to button fucking mash on Tekken.
I never knew what I was doing on any of those
palm,
games.
full palm on the PS2 controller. It was like, fuck you up.
Yeah.
Tekken.
I've seen some stuff on the new Mortal Kombat. There's a new one that came out just like a month ago.
You know, maybe I just don't know, but
Don't.
Is there a Mortal Kombat like open world? Like just select one of the characters and go through a story?
I think they tried that once and it was very bad.
Oh, then don't do it again.
This one, I've seen a couple clips and I think it is kind of story driven. It's like it's cutscene-ish until you get to a point and then you like fight the person.
Yeah.
It's not open world. I think they did try that once though. I don't know.
That's okay. So I know I just
I love the lore and the world of Mortal Kombat, but I just suck at fighting games. So
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna bother.
I know I just got done singing the praises of Jedi Survivor, but another thing, all of the cutscenes are so engaging. There's this one where I come across.
Is it like a Star Wars movie?
Wow, it's groundbreaking.
What?
It's so dense.
What's the four-arm pilot? I don't want to spoil it, but you come across him.
Don't worry about it.
Steve,
yeah.
Steven. You come across him, and it goes like right into a cutscene, and I was like fully watching this. Like I forgot I was playing a game.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue, the attitudes, all this stuff going back and forth, and then they're dropping knowledge that you got to pick up. You know, since we left, because XYZ, and you went off and did this because of
ABC.
whatever, and then now you're here. Blah
One,
blah
two,
blah.
three.
1, 2, 3.
Achuta.
Shoulders and
Knees.
God, it's so good.
I mean, that's half of
It's so good.
the glory of that kind of game is the story. It's like we don't have Star Wars movies right now. There's like 2 or 3 series a year, but that alone is kind of like a movie in terms of like content and length of the story.
What's difficult for me is to point at one thing about Jedi Survivor and say that's why I like the game. Because because there's so many.
Yeah.
The fighting, the combat, dude, top notch. It's one of my favorite combats. It's just like Elden Ring and all them. Top notch. The lore, top notch. The graphics, top notch. Like there's not too many things I can point at and be like, nah. And there's so many aspects that I haven't even touched upon. Like when you're walking around, you can pick up ingredients. Oh, I
there's
found some
crafting?
seeds. Yeah, there's got to be something.
I'm sick of crafting, honestly.
Oh, I like having that option.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a
Oh,
side
yeah,
thing.
because they had the seeds in the first one. You had like a little garden on your ship or whatever.
Yeah,
I
you can do
remember
that same
Okay.
thing. I'm sure you can formulate or grow something to help you out later on. But
Pontificate.
God, it's so
I'm happy
good.
to hear that, dude.
It's so good.
Comment below if you've played Jedi Survivor.
It's good,
6
man.
months ago. Well, maybe winter break I will. That's usually when I have extra video game time.
Well, and the other thing that I'll throw out there is I have no idea what's going to happen. So it's really cool for them to create a whole new gang. Cal Kestis is new.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero idea. Fucking Ahsoka could show up and be like,
There might be some Andor crossover. It's
Fucking
the same time
Vader.
period as Andor.
Vader could show up again.
Not again. That'd be lame.
What do you mean?
He showed up in the first one.
I know, and that was the most pinnacle.
I know. So now they got to one up that. They got a Palpatine.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Palpatine showed up
Somehow
in Jedi Survivor.
Snoke's upper body has been
Somehow
formed.
that was happening.
No.
I would love to play as, dude. Sorry, not to complain about Battlefront 2 dying again, but like, I wanted to play as Snoke in Battlefront. That was like one of my dreams.
Just running around in slippers, electrocuting people to
Just
the floor.
electrocuting the floor, bzz, bzz. Or like growing to huge height and being a hologram and giving instructions to people.
Yeah, build this. Here's the plans. You just scream at the top of your lungs, "What girl?" And then all the girls on the map die. That's your special to power.
That's overpowered, dude.
You know what's also cool with the Death Star
Mary Sue.
map on the original Battlefront 2 is they're constantly firing the fucking Death Star while you're. You're like, how many planets?
45. The entire Republic is dead now.
They've been blasting.
That's why they had to go to the outer galaxies.
Could you imagine like single shotting X-wings with the fucking Death Star? Just overkill. Fuck it, blast
It
them.
is overkill master. You would never be able to aim it. Shit's moving too fast.
Oh, they're doing the fucking 360 no scopes. Done. Fucked them all up in that direction. That's a pretty impressive thing in episode 6.
What?
When they, because it's known as the the world destroyer or whatever, and they single shot one of the
planet killer.
yeah they single shot one of the Corellian or the crustacean ships, whatever the fuck the
Yes, Mon Calamari.
Moncal.
Yeah.
They blow up one of them and they're like, we didn't. First of all, we didn't know the fucking thing worked.
We're
Second
fucked.
of all,
Scatter.
run. What? We didn't know they could do
Go
that.
fly inside the Death Star. What a dumb idea.
Dude, another thing.
Survivor.
So no, not Survivor. Battlefront 2, the original.
Yes.
The space battle. So I did Galactic Conquest.
I remember being so bad at controlling the ships.
It's hard. I had to change the controls of everything because it starts at reverse axis. So
Inverted.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't do that, so I immediately. But it's awesome that you can destroy the ship inside or outside the ship.
That's all I would do because I couldn't fly. I would take a shuttle and land
Yep.
on the other ship and just go in the fucking hangar and just start
Yep,
blasting.
and start
things.
throwing those charges. Then you have to run back and get more
Right.
supplies.
from the
and
little
then
gonk
keep
droid. Yeah.
fucking perfect. But it's so fun. It's fun to have those options.
Well, yeah, and even from the outside, if you were flying around, it's like you have the shields, the engines, the weapon systems.
The relay,
Yeah, you
the
gotta
life
get all those
support.
things. Yeah.
Yep. It's fun. The Galactic Conquest aspect of that game is so fun because you go throughout all of them, and they start on one side of the map. It feels like a board game that you're playing, but in the board game, when you overlap or they take a Republic-controlled planet, you fight on the planet, and whoever wins gets control. And it's like, dude, it's so cool. It's fun.
We just played that. I remember we had a snow day and we just played Galactic Conquest. We beat it like 6 times. Just played it on repeat all day.
And it's cool with the upgrade aspects, so you can get the hero upgrade. Or I always did the turrets at the command points.
Yeah.
So even if no one was there, at least there's something there to shoot the enemy. Because one guy could just screw
Little
off.
probe. Just
Yep. It's fun, man.
now I have to figure out if I'm. Did you play the first one at all? Like the first old Battlefront?
I don't. No, I didn't. I actually had to buy the second one. It was $9. So I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll spend the $10.
Well, because I saw that and I was like, oh, now I got to buy both of them though, because I did love the first one very much.
I have the first one already though.
You can't play as heroes, obviously, but it is.
The maps in the first one are cool. Bespin.
Yeah.
I remember playing Bespin in the first one.
I don't know what it is about the first one. Oh, I know what it is. It's the loading screen for the map. Yeah, that alone is worth. Yeah, I'll pay $10 just to hear that sound again. Actually, how many times are we gonna rebuy
The same fucking
games and movies? Because I have like all the Rob Zombie movies on DVD, or at least I did before. I don't know where my DVDs are,
Lost.
but now I have those digital. I mean, it's so convenient. Like if it's on sale, I don't mind having it twice. I just wonder when is digital gonna go away? There's gonna be some new fancy medium. It's like, oh, this one's fucking quantum virtual reality version.
It's just in your
of
brain.
Rob Zombie.
You
Yeah,
can-
you just think about the movie.
And it just tunes it up.
Oh, that's like a book.
A book. A video book.
Somehow Palpatine
Somehow.
returned.
We just became billionaires. Ugh.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Jedi Survivor's fucking worth playing. That's all
Are we in a simulation?
I mean, isn't it guaranteed? Like the odds of us not being in a simulation is almost zero.
No, they're higher.
The odds of
it
us
not being a simulation is higher than the fact that it is.
No. It's almost it's damn near impossible for us not to be in the simulation.
Correct.
Yeah. So we are,
Maybe.
which is cool because we can create our own simulation.
Do you have a telescope?
I almost bought one the other day. Actually, that's funny you mentioned that.
Sorry, we were talking about like space and simulation and stuff, and it popped in my head. When
We'll just go look at whoever's simulating us.
Well, I was hoping I could see Tatooine at least. Get a picture and be like, proof.
I'll show you Tatooine.
I don't know. I guess I know space is right there, and I don't believe in flat Earth and shit. Like, but you never really see much, you know. At least here, you can see some stars. And every time I've been like, out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, it's either been cloudy or it's like the wrong season, so I can't see like the Milky Way strip and everything.
Yeah.
I've never seen that shit.
I
I was hanging out with a buddy from college, and he's into like physics and astrophotography and stuff. And he was like, "Look, I took this picture of Saturn." And I was like, "That's fucking fake." He's like, "No, I took this picture." I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
He had to show me a whole bunch. But apparently, like, you get a telescope, you rig it up, you put like a camera on it and a lens, and yeah, you can.
Well, they have those like several $1,000 cameras that will physically follow an object.
Yeah.
Because everything's moving. We're moving.
Right.
So you can like fixate it on Saturn, and that way you don't have to manually adjust it every like 5 minutes because shit's moving.
Correct. And throughout the course of the night, it'll gradually stick with it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know why I didn't know about this. Well, how come I don't have a telescope?
I've always been interested in that. I've seen the Milky Way galaxy once, and it was in upstate New York where we go camping all the time. It was the right time, right moment.
Yeah.
We were up on, there's just like rock tower that's, part of the park there.
Yeah.
We went up there, and it was just clear as fuck. And all the lights were off, and it just worked. And I'm looking up, I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, is it hazy? I'm like, wait a second. That's
Yeah,
a
that's
fucking
the
Milky
goddamn
Way.
galaxy, man.
Everybody's like, what?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Dude, for like 35 straight years, I've wanted a telescope and just never pulled the trigger. Because I know I'll use it once, and then it'll just sit down here and be like,
Yeah. Well, my way to talk myself into it was like, oh, I'm gonna get it for my kid, but they're too young to figure out what that means yet. But I might just get it anyways. Like, oh, she'll use it
Listen,
in like 3 years.
We can test the waters. There's something called Observatory Park.
Yep.
10 minutes from
I
here.
was on the Google Maps on that on Saturday, trying to figure out if I wanted to go to it or not.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I don't know.
We'll record
it
live
feels
from
like something
Pluto.
I wish from Tatooine. I wish there was. That should have been talked about more throughout school. I feel like that's such a huge thing. It's like I don't even know. I can't even describe.
I'll try to help you out.
I can't
Even in
yeah.
astronomy class, I doubt they're just talking about like details and facts and the observable universe and all that.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that they're physically going outside,
Right.
setting stuff up, showing you how to use the equipment.
Well, like we had a planetarium day. I remember,
Dude, I loved
like once a year,
I loved it.
and sometimes they would come into the gymnasium and set up the dome and project the stars, and sometimes you go to the planetarium. I remember that a couple times. But the fact that you can, on a clear night, just go outside, point the fucking thing at the sky,
And see stuff.
and see, oh, it's Mars right there. It's real. The Earth is not flat. NASA's real. There it is.
NASA.
I don't know.
NASA goes
it was
up there.
mind-blowing to me.
NASA goes up there like almost daily to paint the sky.
They do. Yeah,
They're
they have to make sure that the screen is charged so that you can see the CGI of the space dome.
That's what NASA stands for. National Artists Shittily Arting.
National asshole space art.
See? We figured it out. Globalists, they're coming.
I know that the Earth's not flat because when they go to planets in Star Wars, they're round, so ours must be round.
That's
too.
wow, I never thought about that.
George Lucas figured it out, dude.
Guys, we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Anyway, sorry, that was just a random
Titanic
tangent,
taught me
but
that boats sink too.
there are no boats.
Boats aren't real.
Dude, speaking of Titanic, I heard they're working on a replica of the Titanic and it's supposed to set sail next year.
Who the fuck would get on that?
I would. Totally would.
I would.
Yeah.
If it was docked, I would.
You think it'd be cursed?
Yes. It would be haunted.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
What? Tell me why it wouldn't be.
Well,
and
it's a
I'll let
brand
you
new
know.
ship made in the model of the Titanic, but it's like new. It's not like they
So they didn't fix the issue?
They didn't pull it out from the dregs.
They didn't fix the issue.
Well, yeah, it's not note for note. They put some extra lifeboats on there.
They
I just mean like
put a de-icer on
you
the
get
front
the
of it.
1910s vibe, and hopefully they would set sail in July and August and not. March
I'm
and
good
April.
with just building a fake one at Universal Studios and going through that, just like Star Wars Land.
That'd be cool too.
Just do that instead.
Either way, I've actually never been on like a large boat like that.
I would never. That's
That's a lie. Yeah, I have. Never mind.
I've been physically on a large boat, but I've never been out to sea in a large boat. Like I've never been on a cruise. But there's like even in Cleveland, there's that huge tanker ship that you can go out. There's submarine actually, Mr. Wayne, that you can go out and get onto.
That was so fast, dude. Jeez, dude.
That's another one. Batman. That's a Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, the issue is
Christmas for sure.
the
'cause
second
Batman
one
Returns. Yeah.
how it happens. on Christmas.
Always watch that on Christmas.
I think it snows in the first one, right?
It's so much longer than I always remember. Batman Returns is very long and inappropriate for kids. Why did my parents let me watch that when I was 4? A lot of sexuality
Oh yeah.
and creepiness, dude. Danny DeVito's gross in that, dude. He bit a person's nose off.
Dude, him with the fucking flippers, and he's after he gets turned down for banging Selena Kyle, and he lays there with his flippers. He's like, "We're gonna kill Batman." Dude, it's fucked. I like that stuff that just makes you like, I don't want to say cringe, but it's just like unsettling.
Yeah.
It's something that dude had.
Tim Burton?
Tim Burton, man.
Yeah. All of his stuff's like that.
All of it. I watch Sweeney Todd once a year. First of all,
I've never seen that one, actually.
it's great.
Wish I had it to the list.
It's great.
Meow.
It's the graphics are not great, so there's a little CGI of like a blood river. Looks like Batman Blood River. It looks terrible. But it's fun. It's gruesome. It's
Gruesome twosome.
It's violent. It's like that in that like mid-industrial revolution Britain in London, and it's just like everybody's got emphysema and coal mining
Smoke everywhere.
and the sun hasn't been out in months, and you're just everybody sucks, and they're all trying to kill each other. Because fuck it.
Industrial Revolution England must have been a real vibe, dude.
Dude, it basically Cleveland now. Just think. What do you see when you walk outside? Ah!
Cleveland's not so bad.
No, Cleveland
I'm
gets
sure
a
it
bad
was.
rap. Yeah.
Well, it's got a lot. I mean, it was probably for a long time. So, you got to overcome the odds and the histories.
Just don't go down Eddie Road and you'll figure it out.
Well, depending on which way you go.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Got some good chicken.
Have you rewatched the new Batman at all?
Rewatch the
newest, the
Pattinson?
Matt Reeves one, yeah.
I've watched it twice. The second viewing, I didn't. I only got like an hour into it.
Yeah.
I was fully engaged and ready to do it. I think I just got tired. But
Yeah.
no, have you tuned
I
it up?
haven't. I was thinking about it because
How many Batman movies are there?
so many. I can't remember what I was watching. One of the Halloween movies, but it's like the Gothic architecture and stuff just reminded me of like a lot of the buildings they used in the new one. Like his little, not bat cave, but like his hideaway in like that tower. Like they filmed a whole bunch of stuff in Scotland with like all those old castles and towers and turrets and shit
God,
like
I
that.
don't remember that.
Yeah, it just got me. I was like, that kind of fits Halloween vibe. And it's creepy and the Riddler's scary and it's demented. So maybe I should put it on the fucking list.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one because it's like the Zodiac killer just in the Batman universe.
Another one I haven't seen in a while.
That was one that my sister randomly put on. We were all like, I don't know what to pick, and she's just like, up, this one. That's like how I chose the mullet.
Yeah.
Zodiac Killer is a long one, but it's worth it.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's not like a main character. He's kind of like a detective that breaks the rules.
Iron Man.
He's Iron Man. But yeah, it's a good movie.
Plan on watching Loki?
Fuck. Now that Ahsoka's done, maybe that's something that
I want to. I'm kind of waiting until Halloween's over, so I'll just get into it. I might just wait until the finale comes out and just
at this
watch it all in
point,
2 days.
I think ahead of that is probably finish up Ted Lasso, finish up Succession, just so I could be done with those two.
Oh, you haven't finished Succession yet?
No, we watched the first episode and I was like, okay, and then I just didn't keep going.
It's heavy.
So
Have fun. It's a wild ride. I'm sure you know ish what happens at this point.
I actually don't.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I won't say anything.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Motherfucking
LeBron James.
LeBron James. The past like 3-4 days has been just so heavy sports. A lot of football, a lot of good football.
Football.
Basketball starts this week. The preseason.
Oh, God, you're juiced.
Preseason was happening the past 2 weeks.
You're jazzed.
Yeah, so
Beyond repair.
we got the World Series coming up next week. I don't even watch that, but it's all overlapping right now. Hockey's starting up with basketball. Sorry.
Who's in the World Series this year?
They're figuring out. I think today or tomorrow. There's one series that it's 3-3, so they have a game 7 they gotta
Nice.
play. Both Texas teams, the Houston and the Rangers.
The Astros and the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think whoever wins that plays the Phillies or someone in. I don't pay attention to any of it, but it is still overlapping. It's on, so playoff.
That was my favorite once upon a time. I always
Yeah.
say I want to get back into it, but I never do.
It's a lot. But at the same time, like if there's nothing happening on a night and you're like, I don't know what to watch, should I watch a scary movie, blah, 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 you can just throw on a baseball game because there's gonna be a fucking baseball game on.
Of course, yeah. They play 3 times a day every day for a year.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
an
when we
option.
get this damn house, I can just have some on in the background.
Basketball, man. That's your season that's gonna be popping up here.
Yes.
That's the other one that there's so many fucking teams. You can watch whoever, whenever. It's fun.
Whatever. Sorry.
What the fuck? You tried. Was that Atlantis?
Ayla Shakira.
Atlantis. Lessaset?
Guys.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Good day, Galaxy. Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Thanks, y'all. Well, did we talk about Star Wars today? We did. You talked about Survivor. All right, that's good.
Yeah. We didn't.
I have the
Did we
brain
do a
of a
full
goldfish.
wrap up with Ahsoka?
It was really good. Watch it and stop talking and complaining. Any other closing final statements?
I've never closed. We don't close.
Open, always open.